Well, well, well. Looks like we've got some news recently. A new dungeon zone, The Lab. That will have its own video. We recorded a once-over of us just completing it in the 140 zone. That'll be either up on the channel already or coming out very soon. I'll link it below, or I'll try to remember. Definitely just check the channel if you're watching this upon release. It should be pretty easy to find once it goes up. But if you complete the lab 3 times, I want to say this very early on so everybody's on the same page. If you go to the map and you go to the dungeon zones, it'll be on the far left side. Complete the lab at any power level 3 times to get the Chaos Agent hero. What happens is there's a quest line on the left side here. I can't show it, but you defeat it once, and then you'll see the quest for defeat it twice, just like you got Mermonster Ken and the other guy. Not Raven, but the other one, Swamp Knight. And it's the exact same way you get Chaos Agent. If you want the new spray, you can do the 140 power level. And I think you don't need to do 140. You get the banner after the 4th run, and it's pretty cool. It's nothing crazy difficult to achieve, but it's a nice thing to have, and that is how you unlock Chaos Agent. If you do not see the lab and you can't run it, it's my understanding that all you need to do is run crypts at least once, which, if you haven't done, what are you doing? Go run dungeons. It's fun. I got a bunch of loadouts linked down below. I got a guide on speedrunning Inferno linked down below. The reason you want to speedrun Inferno is because you can get a lot of tickets and a lot of gold. Dungeons is very cool. However, this is not a Dungeons video. What I'm more interested in is scrolling down a little further to our boy here, Chaos Agent, the reason we're making this video. He adds a very interesting ability. We're going to start with the support perk here. Whenever you use any ability, we're talking phase shift, shockwave, grenades, freaking throwing stars, anything, it will instantly reload your equipped weapon if it is able to reload, meaning anything with a heat capacity, so like the Deatomizer or the Storm King's Wrath, not going to work. Any kind of melee, not going to work. Any weapon that has a full magazine, not going to work because you can't reload when you're full. The one exception to this is what I believe to be a bug, but currently shotguns, which have multiple shells, like the Ground Pounder or the Huskbuster, when you use his perk, you'll only get 1 shell back. Not sure if that's intended or if that's a bug. Test this in the future. If you know, I'll definitely pin a comment or do whatever I can to let you know if that gets fixed or changed. But for regular normal weapons, it'll instantly reload to full, and that is really, really nice. And we're going to talk about the ins and outs of that as we go on. And of course, the commander perk is a little different. It's the exact same thing as support, but depending on how much ammo you have missing, you can summon a Phantasm, which is less exciting. I didn't even record any gameplay of that leading up to this because Phantasms have been pretty bad ever since ever, and I've never been impressed by them. So maybe I'll do like a specific showcase on that in the future because he is an extremely interesting hero, and I'm going to make a call to arms right now. I am not clairvoyant, and I am not ultimate. I do not know everything. The collective mind of you guys is going to be better than anything I can do as a whole, and I'm asking you to share your best loadouts with this guy. I'm going to show some pretty cool ones in today's video, but I would like to do a specific video on Chaos Agent, centered loadouts, and comment down below if you've got a good one, and scroll through the comments and upvote people's comments if they have good suggestions so I can find what the community believes to be the best loadouts for this guy, because he is really, really nice to kind of just throw into anything. And while I'm asking for a call to arms, we did just do a video on beating the Storm King with him. That was fantastic, using the pot shot. It was very, very cool. Link to that video down below. But also, we are so close to 69,420. I only need 8 more, and we're probably going to be there by the time this video goes out, but I'd really like the screenshot without inspect element, and that's it. I never ask anybody to subscribe, but that's my one thing. So let's get into Chaos Agent, and let's start with the boring stuff. Just the most basic, like, just throwing him into your regular build. So what I'm going to start with is a basic bitch Rescue Trooper Ramirez. I've been running this for years. There's nothing special about it. Soldier loadout video down below. That one needs an update because Chaos Agent is awesome. And what I usually have done for years and years is I've just ran Stars and Stripes Jonesy, and he is honestly really good. Assault Ammo Recovery allows you to refund ammo and just use less ammo while also adding more ammo to your mag size. It's a very, very good support perk. However, I have swapped him out for what I consider to be the opposite. Instead of having more mag, we are instantly reloading. With a basic bitch soldier build, I wasn't wildly impressed. Whenever you throw a grenade, it just instantly reloads. What do you want me to say? When you shockwave, it doesn't always work right now. Hopefully in the future that gets fixed, but shockwave has always been a little buggy. If you guys have ever done it in a big crowd of enemies, you'll know that it doesn't always do damage. It's kind of weird. Don't love it. But that's just what I wanted to share here. What I will suggest is definitely where this video is leaning towards. Outlanders seem to be king here because phase shift is instant and it doesn't need to like put your gun away or anything, and it's awesome. And phase shift has a nice cooldown on it. It's very cheap energy, only 15, and I've been using Ranger Deadeye anyway just because of his Teddy. That's why he's supercharged to 144. And this guy in the lead is really nice because of course of the phase shift, or any Outlander for that matter, you can just immediately activate quick fingers. And for the astute among you, you've probably thought, huh, phase shift being used consistently in a battle, well gosh, that sounds a lot like what Gunblazer's Southie does. The sneaky best pistol and SMG bonus in the game. I almost never mention him because his perk is annoying to use, but you can see it on screen. When you phase shift, he in the lead ups your damage by pistols and SMGs by 105%. I'm not going to pretend like damage stacks in a very easy to understand way. I do know how it activates, but for basic understanding, note for the technical of you, this is not strictly accurate, all right? I'm just trying to make it simple here. Basically speaking, that doubles your damage. What I'm talking about is every weapon has like energy, so you're having like a plus 20% damage, and then in my support, I've got a plus 17% from hip shot. All of that groups together, then bonuses. It's annoying. It's whatever. He essentially doubles your damage whenever you phase shift. That's all you need to worry about in the middle of combat. And this might not be a perfect build. I'm going to say it right now. In my recording, I was also using Flash AC, and I'm not going to pretend like this is something you absolutely need, but reducing the cooldowns seemed to be really, really nice, and Locked and Reloaded could be good for a reason I'll get into later. I'm just going to say it now. When the Quick Fingers ability is activated, that does count as a reload. So I guess I'll just get into it now. Quickly speaking, Crack Shot is fantastic because he ups your damage just by shooting. And I figured, well, if you don't need to swap off your gun, then we can just use an ability and keep it going. No, it does actually count as a reload. Credit to Archer for reading the files for me. It literally does activate a quote-unquote reload event in the programming. It is a reload. And what that does mean as well is if you use First Shot Rio, who gives you a 100% crit chance when you reload, yeah. If you use an ability, you have a 100% chance to crit. It's super easy to show because it updates the sheet damage in-game, and you can just see it. You get a 100% chance to crit. So while it does cancel Crack Shot and you can't shoot forever, it does also activate Rio without actually having to reload. So there's kind of a give and take there. Now, getting back to my main point here, Gunblazer Southie, you need to phase shift to activate his perk anyway, and you can also use it to instantly reload your weapon. I don't think you need to be Einstein to know exactly where that's going. It's awesome. We threw on a Bobcat. Shouts to Katie for suggesting that. I'm going to show my Bobcat probably in the footage, but I'm going to pull it up for the video here. I ran double crit damage because all of my other Bobcats have reload. Bobcat is a weapon that has a 3.3 second reload. My camera's covering it here, but you can just sort of trust me here. Yeah, 3.3 seconds. That is a huge amount of time. In the middle of a fight, that is a long time to be reloading, and it already has a 50 magazine size. So if we can run crit damage instead of mag size, getting a lot of extra damage on our weapon, and we can instantly reload it by phase shifting, which also buffs our damage, holy cow, that was a really fun build, and I highly recommend it. Probably as is. Again, if you find yourself running out of phase shift, Flash AC is really nice. He should be easily researchable from the Chinese New Year section. Super good hero. Great in the lead as well for dungeon speedrunning. I use him all the time. And it also activates one more on shifting gears. So this is the build I was using. Hip shot, Ranger Deadeye, super good just to get some extra pistol SMG damage. You don't need to have pistol SMG heroes. You could use like Sledgehammer, for example, would have, as I can show, a little bit more. You can watch my health go up because he has more health and a little less shield. So it could be a consideration. I just decided to go all Outlander here because I want shifting gears to be activated, which allows you to have one additional charge for phase shift, and it reduces the range, which isn't good for getting around. But if you're trying to stay in the fight and not have your aim wildly messed up every time you shift, well, reducing the range allows you to sort of stay on target a little bit better and not, fling yourself off a cliff if you're close to the edge of a cliff. I didn't do that in today's video, but it's gonna happen. You give me enough time with this loadout, and I am killing myself on accident. It's not gonna be a good time. So a bunch of Outlanders is recommended here, and this was just a really, really consistently good build. You can use it as is. Going coconuts might be something to swap out. I didn't have any trouble with energy, surprisingly enough, because I'm sort of shifting, waiting 4 seconds, running out my mag size, then phase shifting again. There was actually lots and lots of time to just naturally regenerate my energy. And considering that it's only 15 energy per dash, you can do 6 dashes until you're at like 90% of your energy is gone, and you just wait a little bit and you're good to go. Another thing you can do is use a pylon. So those little spend 2 blue glow things around the map, you can just get more energy, go up to 120 energy, which is pretty nice. That's a nice thing you can do. Go for it. That'll get you another extra dash or 2. It's pretty cool. It's a nice thing you can do. If you find yourself super low on energy, there are lots of good options. I could recommend Fossil Southie if you want to go the route of maybe Blast from the Past. That's where there are some other options here. I found a good time with shifting gears, but Happy Holidays would also reduce the cooldown of phase shift and maybe make it a little more viable. Or again, if you want to just be using Totally Rockin' Out or Blast from the Past, you could probably make a lot of things work here, but I definitely had a good time with this as is. And this also goes to say something very exciting. So let's take a trip through my schematics right here and talk about something I haven't thought about in a while. So Thrasher, fantastic SMG. I have praised it as much as I possibly can. This is my normal build, critical damage affliction. But there is also an each shot fired grants crit rating for 1 second. And you'll note, this does not get canceled on a reload. In fact, it passively, accidentally gets canceled because reloading is always going to take more than 1 second. You're not going to want to put reload perks in a build like this. You can see I've got double crit damage because the crit rating is where we get all of our crit damage or all of our crit chance to actually hit the crits. And this build is not my favorite for obvious reasons. It's very inconsistent. It does build up to do more damage than an affliction build, but you need to build up to get there. So you're only doing it after like 10 shots or something, and then at that point the enemies are dead. It just, I don't like it. It's very, very annoying. However, I found this a little tough to maintain, but when you are phase shifting to instantly reload, which is less than a second, by the way, so instant is faster than 1 second, you can keep the crit rating going as long as you can spam abilities, and that was very, very neat. My footage is probably very janky. I was very unpracticed, but if you can get proper energy generation and, so to speak, unlimited supply of phase shifts, holy cow, this has a lot of potential. So definitely run wild with it. There are lots of weapons with this ability. The Bobcat has it. I don't know if the Silent Spectre has it. Yes, it does. It's the whole reason I actually made this video. So definitely go check it out if you guys want to learn more about the stacking crit rating, why it's better than Affliction sometimes, but potentially not better overall. I get all of that in the Silent Spectre video, linked down below. But this does bring me to another topic as well. So you can pick other weapons that have that perk. However, when you shouldn't use Chaos Agent is when it just doesn't make sense. If you're not like me and you don't run mag size on every weapon, if you've already got a reload perk, sometimes it just doesn't matter. And with weapons like the Pepper Sprayer, you've got a 1.5 second reload. Again, my face cam is covering it. Let me just get me out of the way there. 1.5 seconds is stupid fast. The Pepper Sprayer is a perfect weapon in my opinion. It doesn't do enough damage, and that's why I don't use it. So maybe it's not a perfect weapon, but it's really accurate, phenomenal perks, super fast base reload. 34 bullets is slightly above average mag size, and as I said previously, with Stars and Stripes Jonesy increasing that mag size, it's plenty of bullets. But with a 1.5 second reload, I don't think it makes sense to use Chaos Agent. You don't need it instantly. Just wait a second and a half. It's really not that bad. 3.3 seconds is a long time in the middle of a fight, but 1.5, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And so not every weapon is instantly benefited by this perk. However, there are some extreme examples. Thank you to Katie for dropping me her copy of The Cleaner. Let's go back in time. I think we all know where this is going. Of course, of course. The Cleaner, if I can find it in my inventory, is a sniper that is super high damage. It is, I believe, the second highest base damage in the game for snipers, right below the crossbows. No, I'm not kidding. Crossbows are insane. Link to that video down below. Check it out. Trust me, they're awesome. The video starts with a Rickroll, but I was kidding. I was kidding. It's a very, very good pick. The Cleaner is an insanely strong weapon. This is running crit build. I don't know if I recommend that. Link to the video down below. I'd probably personally run double headshot, but she ran a crit build. Suffice it to say, This weapon with an instant reload is great. So if I'm kind of getting distracted here, but the 3-second reload is what stops this weapon. Very, very powerful, very good perks, super strong sniper, but an unskippable 3-second reload time. And that is just terrible. And they doubled down by giving it a 0.3 fire rate. You can't shoot faster than once every 3 seconds. Unless you use Redline Ramirez, which you can see her on screen. She ups your fire rate with snipers by 45%. And that makes the cleaner just usable enough, where if you instantly reload, you can shoot again in a pretty convenient amount of time. And it's awesome. I found this to be really, really fun. With Katie in the lobby, buffing my overall stats because she's a very high level as well. We were just, it was fine. It was fine. I'm not going to pretend like this is some new crazy meta build, but Cleaner plus Chaos Agent and Redline Ramirez in the lead to up that fire rate. Pretty good combo. Seriously, you could have some very good fun with this. With a secondary that's not the Baron in case you need to do some quick cleanup. This could be, you know, this could be a good option. And definitely something worth looking into. I'm going to leave that one mostly up to you guys, but definitely cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. I have nothing else to say about Chaos Agent. He is a really fantastic addition to the game. I think he is going to be a staple in a lot of loadouts going forward. Again, I am team Stars and Stripes Jonesy and have been for a very long time, but after instantly reloading with phase shifts, I might prefer Chaos Agent, and he was definitely fun to try out and should be fun in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Twitch link down below. You know, use code MISTA at your checkout. Support the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Take it easy. You get some ice cream. Go enjoy Chaos Agent, and have a nice day. And then